Good afternoon. Good afternoon to everybody on. I want to say thank you to both you, um, hosts, Iron Perspective, for allowing me to speak today to this healthy, positive group of people that I see. I'm thankful. So everything is blessed. I hope everything is blessed on your end as well.
Yeah, excellent, man. I'm so glad that you're here. I make it very plain who are my family. You know, you're my big brother, you're my family. And we don't just put our friends on here, but I'm so blessed to know people who are doing so much active work. And we knew you fit in perfectly to this conversation in mental health. Going from what Nigel just talked about on a personal individual level, speak to us a bit of how you see that affecting the community and why you even got into the work that you do.
Oh man, that's okay. Well, let me. Hmm. All right. Well, just judging from my background, my parents are in education, so I've always wanted um, to help and be around a lot of people and children and so forth. So originally, I'm an engineer by original training, an electrical engineer, but through wanting to assist people in a different manner, I felt the need to start an organization, um, all walks of life, right? And understanding like a lot of points that were touched on earlier, such as like balance and seeing things, me growing up, and I feel like having a balanced household, et cetera, and then looking into the community and seeing us hurting in so many different ways. I felt like it was my mission to assist us in that manner, right? So as we also touched on earlier, and I saw it was like I felt the need to create a professional space for us, people of color, Black people, to be comfortable and to do the work, right? To help each other, right? To create a not a system where you can feel empowered by who we are to assist our clients, right? So and ultimately the intentions, having the positive intentions, all these pieces what I'm drawing from earlier in the conversation. Setting your intentions, we set our intentions to make sure that we could uplift our community, right? So what we did is we developed a treatment philosophy, a treatment approach called village-centered treatment, right? It goes off the old adage, it takes a village to raise a child. And if you understand, if you're paying attention, in my opinion, to what's going on in pop culture and society these days, there's a lot of division that is drawn um, amongst all people, but especially amongst Black people. So you're going away from that village where it's a lot of individuality. So when you think about it, when we were younger, and Raul, I'm sure you feel this way also. You're younger. It's situations in the neighborhood. If something happens, there was a neighbor, there was somebody that would relay that information to say, hey, Floyd didn't go to school today, and it wasn't such somebody that was scared. It was how do I say, the people, it was much more of a unit, right? But then now we're not moving as a unit again with the individuality. So we said to ourselves, dealing with behavioral health, we said, how can we work with the community in this manner? Said, okay, we know what, we're going to develop this treatment approach where for each person that comes to work with us, understanding that we're now the village for them. We are the support. We're going to assist them in finding resources, et cetera, whereas they can rely on the village, right? So once you rely on the village, and thinking back to in Africa in those times, you didn't have to go outside of the village to find what you needed. You had your medicine man, you had your food, you had your education. All those pieces are tied, and spirituality that we've spoken about earlier also, all these pieces are tied into each other, right? But now, again, in society that we're experiencing, those pieces are broken up in so many different variables, especially in the Black community, right? So again, being that village as an organization has been able to, I'd say, how do I say, um, solidify a lot of people's um, lives, et cetera, and assist them in being able to be the best person that they can be, right? So then you're dealing with that as clients, and what you touched on in our bio, we're going to meet our clients where they need to be met. This is not or people, it's not just clients in the community, but people where they need to be met. It's not you have to come into the office, you have to sit down and that old adage of sitting on a couch or something, and someone talking to you, a psychiatrist or something to that extent. No, we're coming to meet you where you are in the
Yeah,
village.
with that, Floyd,
Okay.
because I know that's an effective manner, right? And when you get that, what do you see with the healing? What do you see come out of healing for the community when you meet them where they're at and you start to see that process?
Yeah. Oh well, there's not to go too deep into this, but there's office behavior and then there's home behavior, right? So parents, when we go to school behavior, there's, hey, put on this happy face. As Brother Sealy was saying, the armor, put this on as you go out. But when you come home, you're a completely different person. The vulnerability, again, that was touched on, all of that is there. So when you're in the community doing the work, you're not able to only work with, let's just say, a child, but you're actually working with that child's parents. You're actually working with that child's neighbor. You're actually working with any even in the school, right? So it's how do I say, to double back, for us as a people, when you're working in the community with them, that level of trust becomes much is developed, right? Because again, overarching as a people, I believe we have a lot of trust issues. So to be able to come into someone's home and meet them where they need to be met shows that you not only are caring and empathetic, which is another piece that you touched on earlier, but it's transparent to them, right? It's transparent to people. It's like, hey, these people want to meet, they want to come here, right? And work with me and assist and work with my family, right? So then that healing is not just in one person, right? It's in a family, it's in a community, right? And then it spreads. It spreads the same way those funny memes do on Instagram and so forth. It's like the good work spreads, and the people, it starts to create that level of energy amongst the community where it says, hey, we need to be able to focus on our health care, not just our mental health, but our overarching health, right? Um, and then also in that, begin to build ourselves back up from all the trauma, again, that Brother Sealy had mentioned earlier, right? So the healing becomes much more symbiotic I feel, in a client's natural environment or people's natural environment, again, which is our community.
Wow. Thank you,
Thank you
Floyd.
so much.
Thank you. Um,
I'm sorry.
No, it's cool, man. This was the flow of the conversation. As we said, we wanted to go from one dynamic person to the next. We also know that many of you are super busy, family men and everything. So we honor your time and thank you for the jewels that you were able to impart on us.